Right. Let's do... That's 3 weeks ago. I don't really want to do a 3 weeks ago one. We can do a 1 year ago one, actually. Let's do a 1 year ago. Hang on a second. 2 hours? Oh, that was 10 months ago. Creep car. You know what? We'll do this one, yeah. He just jumped straight into it. I didn't even get to do anything. Then, yeah, we'll do chilling scares today. May as well. Let me see, actually. Chilling scares. Yeah, we'll probably just do chilling scares then. Right. Let's get underway then. You can't hear anything. Fuck. Goddamn, I am a professional streamer. I'll tell you, I am a professional streamer. I don't act like it, but I am a professional streamer. Right. Let's keep going and get into it.
Daniel O'Neill is a YouTuber from the UK with a
loud.
channel called English Woodsman, where he's been uploading videos of his wild camping, stealth camping, and woodland camping trips in the UK for almost 10 years. Most of the channel's videos feature Daniel reviewing camping gear for his viewers and showing footage of his adventures in the great outdoors. For the most part, they're pretty tame, but in August 2023, he uploaded a video of his camping trip in the woodlands close to his home, and the footage is pretty disturbing. The first part of the video pretty much just shows Daniel walking through the woods and talking to his subscribers, eating berries, and pointing out the sights on the way to the campsite. At several points along the way, he pauses to mention the footprints and garbage he sees lying on the trail, indicating other people had been there in the last few days.
Someone's been here. There's a lot of rubbish around here. Yeah, look at the state of this. Does get used, doesn't it?
After about a 20-minute walk, he sits down in a clearing where he plans to set up camp for the night and leans back on a tree to eat his noodles as he talks to the camera.
Oh, what noodles he got? Chili Fire Extreme. Hang on a second, I've got to Google how much these are. I want to react. I want to get, yeah. Chili Fire Extreme noodles. Oh, here they are. Alright. Of course you'd be interesting, I'm assuming. Damn right. What is it? These are some Chili Fire Extreme instant noodles. Are a budget-friendly, high-heat instant noodle option, often found at retailers like B&M and Home Bargains. Around £1 for a pack of 4. They packs of... Is that a pack of... Yeah. 4 pack. Okay. Ooh. Ingredients. Ah, they've got wheat flour in them. I can't eat them. I would have reviewed them if I could eat them. Can't eat them. Come on, man. Everyone needs to bring gluten-free food so I can react to eating it. Suck it, wheat. Can't eat them. God damn it. To be fair, the pack looks nice.
It's not until around 25 minutes into the video that things start to get seriously disturbing for Daniel.
I'm going to be out Friday night, but I'm going away Saturday, so I've got a bit of a drive as well, so I didn't want to be tired, and it's going to throw it down Friday night as well. When rain comes.
Wheat intolerant? Nah, wheat allergic. I die. There's a difference. I feel bad for him though, like... It looks peaceful, I kinda wanna be out here. I've paused it twice already, but I wanna be out here, like... in here, but not in the UK woods. So like, I'm gonna skip it back a bit. What are we at? 126. So every woods in the UK looks like this now. There's bottles everywhere, crisp packets everywhere, especially like high trafficked woods. You just find them everywhere, and it's disgraceful that it happens. But like, yeah, I feel so bad. Whenever this happens, I try and make sure I bring a bag with me. Yeah, like if I do go camping, I bring a bag with me to like put rubbish in so that I can kind of clear it up. But I know that it's just gonna fucking just end up like that again. I'm gonna fucking eat a slice of wheat bread in front of you every single day of you streaming in Russia. My family already do that, mate. You will not be any different. Do you think I care? I don't really eat bread. I mean this honestly, yeah. The only real thing that I eat that really counts as bread, or like, the same category as bread, is pasta. That's literally it. That's literally mostly my carbs. Pasta and rice. If I want a sandwich, like, I'll eat a sandwich, but I won't have pasta that day, or I won't have, pasta that week, because I'll be having sandwiches. But like, normally, I don't eat bread, like, at all. But that is also to do with the fact that gluten-free bread, some of it's nice and fluffy. Others, it's like eating a fucking... It's like pretty much opening your mouth underneath a carpenter's table. Just like, it's fucking awful. Like, I mean that honestly. But like, yeah, it's so unfortunate. But... So I don't tend to eat bread very much. I do eat a lot of rice and pasta. So that is my main source of bread-like substances.
And it's going to throw it down Friday night as well. And rain camping is really good.
There we go. I'll turn that off actually, because I just realised you can't really hear that.
And rain camping is really good. Is that a badger?
That's 2 legs. That's not a badger, that's 2 legs. That's a person, but I mean... I'm trying to think. It's hard for me to sit there and be like, yeah, that's coming from this direction or this direction. Because it sounds like it's coming through both ears too well. Yeah, it's not like this... more on the left or more on the right. It sounds like it's just coming towards the camera. He's hearing it though, so it must be there. But it could also be just someone out for a walk.
Hello?
It is creepy though that no one's coming to frame yet. They've been walking for a while.
Even though some pretty human-like footsteps could be heard right behind Daniel, as soon as he turns around to scan his environment, there's nobody in sight. What's most disturbing is that as soon as he turned around and yelled hello, the footsteps immediately stopped. For the next few minutes, he's...
Did they immediately stop? Hang on. I don't think they did immediately stop. I think you just spoke over them.
Is that a badger? Hello?
They didn't stop. He said they immediately stopped. When he said hello and they carried on. I think that like Creatura. I think that's just someone out for a stroll. Like when he panned the camera around. Hang on a second. In this bit, he panned the camera around.
Heard right behind Daniel. As soon as he turns around to scan his environment, there's nobody in sight.
There's a fucking drop off there. Someone could literally just be walking down there. Like, damn, Tarkov Bitcoin prices are so low now. Oh, really? But yeah, like, someone could literally just be walking down there. Like, 562 rubles used to be around $1 million. Oh, I was gonna say 562 rubles. That's like fucking what? That's plummeted. 562k. Yeah. I was like, hang on a second. That's really gone down. And I was like, I'm gonna buy Bitcoin today if it's 562 rubles. Like, I'm gonna buy it today. Like, fucking hell.
What's most disturbing is that as soon as he turned around and yelled hello, the footsteps immediately stopped.
But they didn't.
For the next few minutes, he sits down and tries to regain his composure as he sips his coffee and eats his noodles. But things only continue to get even more creepy as the sun begins to set.
Oh, the footsteps are coming back. Was he making his noodles? Proper Englishman here. Picks up the boiling pan of water, getting ready to whack someone with that shit. But I'd be ready. That boiling water's going on them, and then I'm gonna hit them with that pan. Fucking, like, if they walk up on me like that shit in the woods, they get fucked. Like, dude's ready.
There's that noise again now.
He does look a bit worried. They're still going on. The footsteps still happening.
Hello? You got a bit of that.
Alright, that's coming from
There's nobody here.
my left. So it's coming from the
About
right
40
side.
minutes into the video, the footstep noises can be heard again, and this time it sounds like they're getting closer to Daniel. By this point, most people would have hightailed it out of there without any hesitation, but Daniel decides to sit back down to finish his dinner as he tries to calm his nerves for the second time. Amazingly, a few minutes later, it almost seems like he completely forgets about the footsteps and manages to think about less disturbing things, which is honestly pretty impressive. But as darkness sets in, the eerie footsteps start up again.
What tent is that? OX Bush? Hang on a second. We're looking up the price of that tent. Oh, how the fuck do I spell it? OX Bush. I think it was a tarp. It was 45 quid on. Is that blacks? Yeah. Except cookies. Fuck off. 245 centimeters by 95. Oh well, it wouldn't fit me. It's 95 centimeters wide. But fucking, it looks comfortable. Looks like a mesh. Sorry, I'm trying to. What the fuck is this? Oh my god, it's like a coffin. God, that's like a how much? Oh, 139 quid. Are you fucking mad? Does it come with an internal heater? Large internal space. Totally. Yeah, it looks really big, you know. Fully waterproof, taped seams, mesh window, wide opening. Guy line loop for extra internal height. Oh, looks fucking like a house, yeah. Can't tell the difference. Fucking that opening, huh? Massive. A giant would be able to use that. Fucking fuck off.
I'm gonna be honest. I can't stay here now. I'm gonna be a wimp. I don't care if people call me a wimp in the comments, but I can't stay here. I'm too unsettled. I'm nervous. I've done camping like this a load of times. I think I'm gonna go find somewhere else to get this bivvy set up. But I'm leaving this spot
Understandably, after this third incident, Daniel...
For you, this have to be wider than head side. It should all be head wideness, maybe even larger. Fucking 1x1 meter wide and high, 2 meters long. Yeah, it really does. It has to be pretty big to fit me in. Like, I don't mean that honestly. It has to be big. Like, I don't blame him for leaving. There's something that you learn when you do things like camping and things like that, where, and it's natural instinct as well, to be fair, for most people, but obviously we live in cities now, so some people don't have the instinct anymore. But if you ever feel like a situation is uneasy, or you can't fully settle down, and you always feel like you have to get ready for a fight, then it's probably best you just leave. You learn it in the military. You learn it in every military around the world, actually. When you do survival training, you learn to be able to fall asleep, but not fully fall asleep in dangerous situations. So you learn how to work that, like, that mindset of, I'm scared, but, this situation is uncomfortable, and, like, I don't want to be here, but I've got no other choice, essentially. So you kind of learn to override it, but you never fully fall asleep, and that's the difference. Like, when you're camping, you go out there for, like, zenness, essentially, to become one with the world and to get away from the outside noise, and into nature again. But that instinct to run or fight, depending on how uncomfortable a situation is always, like, a key thing that everyone should keep, because, like, it keeps us alive and safe. I always say this whenever walking into a situation: if you immediately feel uncomfortable, just leave. Just fuck off. Like, there's no need to stay there if you're uncomfortable, because normally if you're uncomfortable, other people pick up on it, and, like, we are pack animals. As much as people don't like to think that, we are pack animals. When one person is uncomfortable, everyone becomes uncomfortable. So if one of your group is uncomfortable in a place, just leave. Because you're all gonna now not have a good time, because you're all gonna be uncomfortable. So it's one of them things. And the people that don't leave with you, fuck it. Just leave. Who the fuck? Fuck them. They want to stay there. That's fine. They could die. Fuck off. Like, I'm leaving. If I'm uncomfortable, I'm out. That's why I don't like going around to people's houses. I feel so uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable in rooms bigger than 2 people. I don't like it. It's just always an instinct. I just don't like when I'm in a room with more than one person. So I always want to leave.
Decides to head somewhere else for the night to play it safe. It's hard to know what exactly was making those sounds, but because they sounded very similar to human footsteps, it's possible that Daniel was being stalked by someone in the woods. This is obviously incredibly dangerous, as you can never really trust someone's intentions when you're in such a vulnerable position, all by yourself in unknown territory. It was either that or an animal walking through the grass, but because Daniel mentioned the grass was a little wet and wouldn't have made that dry sound if an animal stepped on it, this is pretty unlikely.
There's 2 things. So there was one noise which we heard at the start, which was the footsteps. We then heard that again later. But at night, I don't know if it picked up, because I don't know if it's loud enough on stream. If it's not, then I'll turn it up. But at night, there was, like, a wood noise.
I can't stay here now. I want to be a wimp. I don't care if people call me a wimp in the comments, but...
There. It sounded like something rubbing against a tree. It was very faint. But it sounded like something was rubbing something against a tree or something like that. So I don't blame him for leaving, man. Like, ain't no one gonna call this guy a wimp. Like, fucking dude just left. It's fine, whatever. Like...
sound if an animal stepped on it.
So I think the night one could have been an animal, but the one in the day was a
people
person.
In the comments mentioned that no animal walks that uniform and steady. They stop, go, and change pace constantly. Either way, it's a good thing he decided to leave, because who knows what could have happened to Daniel that night. One of the most annoying things to me is spam texts and phone calls. You would actually be surprised by the amount of times I get interrupted recording these videos by phone calls from random numbers. Well,
why is my thing jolting so much? Do I have to refresh something? I might have to refresh something. Hang on a second. I might have to refresh the weather. Right, weather refreshed. That's redone. Hang on a second. Have I... That's the wrong thing. Okay, you can see the dub. Truly disturbing ad. I know. How long is this ad? Should we see? It is... Okay. It is 20 seconds long. You know what? Caller ID. I've answered some spam calls while I've been on stream before, yeah. And normally they just sit there and they're like, no caller ID. And then they talk to me with like an either really thick Indian accent or with an AI voice changer. And do you know what I do? I hang up. The second they start speaking, I hang up. And then I do it again and again. And again, because it stops them calling you. I haven't had a spam caller in ages. Now that I've said that, someone's going to spam call me. But I don't care, because I'm going to keep hanging up on you, dumbass. Every time I answer the phone and you say one word, hang up. Hang up. Hang up. Like, yeah. Oh, I get tired of people spam calling me. Who cares? Just hang up on them. Or, better yet, play along with it. I've done this before. You answer the phone, and I mean this honestly, answer the phone and sit there, and when they say something, ask them a really inappropriate question. You know, sit there and be like, oh, what are you wearing? Oh, yeah, that really gets me off. Like, you know, just sit there and be fucking weird on the phone, because then they don't want to talk to you anymore. Wow! Shocker! Yeah, if you're a creep on the phone, people don't want to fucking talk to you. Yeah, like, and if they still want to keep talking to you, play it even more. Get even creepier with it. Yeah, start grabbing your cheek and shaking it violently, making that noise like you're doing stuff. Yeah, like to their voice and shit. Like, be fucking weird. People don't want to call you if you're weird. Yeah. It sounds really horrible. And yes, I'm promoting you being a creep on the phone and, like, pretty much harassing someone. But, you know, they called you. Who the fuck cares? They called you. Like, yeah, you know they're a spam caller. They called you.
Well, I did some research and uncovered that a lot of times these spammers are able to get our personal info,
You're welcome.
email addresses,
Save it,
and phone
everyone.
numbers because big companies can't keep our data safe from data breaches and hacks. You may not have heard, but back in May, Ticketmaster was hacked and the data of over 500 million people were put up for sale on the dark web for anyone to buy. This stolen data included full names, addresses, email addresses, phone numbers, and credit card data. At best, this was going to lead to more spam calls, texts, and emails for their customers, but at worst, fraud and identity theft. So, what is Ticketmaster doing about it?
It's actually longer than
nothing.
20 seconds.
They said they didn't think the hack would have a material impact on our overall business. All these businesses happily collect our data but do very little to protect it, and even less when it's compromised. That's why I use Aura, the sponsor of this video. Aura alerts me when my data is found in data breaches like the Ticketmaster one, or leaked on the dark.
Oh my god, this ad's a fucking minute long. In a 17-minute video, it's a minute and a half long. British maths? Would you eat British maths? You fucking do that on the phone to anyone who spam calls you. I guarantee you they ain't calling you back again. They ain't gonna call the police either because they were spam calling you. That's illegal, by the way. That is actually illegal to spam call someone or to scam call someone. It's both illegal because if you spam call someone, it's harassment. Yeah. So they're not gonna call the police and be like, this guy I was spam calling was being creepy to me over the phone. Like, nah, because you were spam calling the fucker. It's the same. I say this as well. If you feel like you're being stalked by someone, yeah, be fucking creepy and weird. Yeah, because then they don't want to fucking be around you. Yeah, there are them freaks that'll be like, oh, they're kind of like me. Fuck no. Fuck them. They deserve to be in a mental institution. But fucking like, yeah, be weird and creepy because people don't want to be around you. If they think you're crazy, they don't know what you're gonna do. Be fucking weird. I like being weird because the people don't know what I'm gonna do next. They don't know what I'm gonna say. They don't know what I'm actually gonna move like. Yeah, because I'm fucking weird. But who cares? Like,
web. It gives me fast fraud alerts if anyone tries to use
I've just
that data
doxed
to
someone's
access
email.
my credit card or bank accounts.
Yeah,
And it removes my information from data broker websites so I get less spam. I also get things like transaction monitoring, a VPN, antivirus, a password manager, parental controls, and identity theft insurance. I get all this in one app at an affordable price. If my info was compromised in the Ticketmaster data breach...
Oh, dude, I mean this honestly. I know you're trying to grind for this shit, but you don't need to make an ad this long. God damn it. Hang on, where the fuck's the end of this ad? Alright, it's Aura, whatever. Most of the big products on the internet buying ads, it goes for 1.5 minutes. Skipping this part is always free. And the YouTuber gets their money and putting it into video. Yeah, I've just skipped it now. He doesn't need it to be this long.
The Rampant Range is part of a front range of the Rocky Mountains in Colorado, made up of almost entirely public land within the Pike National Forest. In the summer, you'll find lots of bikers enjoying the Rampant Range's elaborate trail system and exploring the great outdoors. For the most part, this part of Colorado is a paradise for anyone who enjoys spending time in nature. But over the past few years, there's been a pretty alarming trend on the rise, with random people setting up wires on trees at just about head height in an effort to seriously injure bikers on the trail. In 2019,
I've seen these. People did it round here, and someone actually died from it. But yeah, like, they fucking put, like, barbed wire cables and shit like that across trees. Like, I've seen these. They're fucking weird. Why would you do that?
a post describing this terrifying trend was uploaded to Facebook. And disturbingly, the uploader mentioned that one of his high school friends had lost his life as a result of running into a similar wire on a trail. Immediately, people jumped into the comments to point out how incredibly messed up it would be to do something like this, and how this kind of evil needs to be categorized as attempted murder if the suspects are ever caught. A couple of years before that post was made, in 2017, 2 motorbike riders uploaded a video to YouTube of their encounter with a similar wire, and although nothing happened to them, it was a very close call.
Well, they could see, like, you could kind of see that wire because they were going slow enough. But yeah, fucking horrible. Like, look at it. Like, the fucking cable going across. That's a thick cable, too. That's a very thick cable. That's got to be at least maybe 4-5 millimeters thick. Like, that was designed to be seen, probably. But most people also put them like that to hit when people wheelie. So when you wheelie, it gets caught in your tire and you just go flying forwards or backwards, depending on how your bike goes, either underneath or when you hit the wheel and you come down, it goes up like that. But yeah, fucking, why would you do that? Free cable, though.
When these wires are set up off-trail, it can be hard to tell whether they were placed there out of malice or if a random camper or farmer placed the wires there to hang up clothes or something similar. But in cases like these where the wires are specifically placed on the trail, there's really only one reason people would do that, and that's to bring serious harm to bikers for some reason. Possibly they're annoyed with the constant loud sound of the bikes near their property or something else. But hopefully more measures can be taken in the future to prevent more people from getting hurt, especially because it's not uncommon to hear about motorbikers and snowmobilers losing their lives over this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I found one of them cables, so there's a wood just down there from my house. Yeah, just like literally over there. There's woods, and people like take their push bikes in there. Like you're not supposed to. People take their motorbikes and things in there too. You're not supposed to, but like people squeeze them through the small gaps. Like people have been chiseling away the rocks and things like that so that they can get their bikes through and shit. And yeah, I found one up across there, and it literally is because it's really noisy. And people with their push bikes, you're not supposed to take them in there because, yeah, even though they're quiet, people don't want them in there because it's a footpath, and it's like, all right, but yeah, well, who cares? Yeah, what's the problem? But yeah, like I've seen some a couple times, and I've taken them down. One person did it with a skipping rope. I saw it. One was a metal wire and one was a skipping rope. The metal wire I just tossed in the bin because I was like, yo, fuck it. The skipping rope I just put to one side. But it was one of them rubber skipping ropes. Do you know, one where you can literally just do that and it like stretches. Like, and yeah, it was one of them. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, that's probably not been put up there to kill someone. That's been put up there to knock someone off. That's like, that one looks like it could have been like a joke one or something. You're like, oh, haha, I knocked someone off on their motorbike, yeah. But it could have seriously hurt someone even still. And, like, but yeah, fucking, they're awful to see. When you walk across one, you're like, oh, what the fuck? But what's even worse is when you hear someone near one. You know, when you're on a footpath and you're walking along and you hear someone near one. Like when you take it down or something and you hear something move in the bushes next to you or something like that. That's the worst bit because it means someone was waiting to watch it. That's the worst bit of it. You see, this sort of situation here is one of my main concerns. If I ever do move into the woods and I actually can get out, yeah. But this is one of my main concerns, is just some random fucking dumbass putting a goddamn cable across. Because obviously you're going to need to get out with a vehicle or, you know, with a bike or snowmobile or something like that. That is my worst fear in that scenario. I can deal with predators fucking dealing with me. But fucking like, yeah, that. Because that's a person that's done that.
This audio was uploaded to YouTube by a user named ForestFire21.
Ooh,
he recorded it around 2 a.m. in December 2014. The uploader lives in a forest, and he mentioned that the noises in the audio were coming from deep in the woods behind his house. It's hard to make out what the child is yelling, but after listening closely,
Nah, it's pretty easy to work out what the child's yelling. Hang on a second. YT downloader. Give me a minute. Just you watch how easy it is to tell how what the fucking kid's saying. We're not gonna watch the whole video on this. After this, I'm deleting it, but and I'll show that process so people know I deleted it. But yeah, like, come on, where's my Wondershare? Load up for me. Come on. There we go. Ooh, an update. I'll do that in a second. That was the wrong thing. Oh, because it still hasn't gone yet, has it? Oh, there's a few more seconds left. Then I'll pop it on. We can see what this child's saying. They put daddy down. Yeah, because that's what they've heard. But we'll be able to see. Right. It's done. Oh, I've skipped into the video. No. Where is it? Here it is. The video power of editing. I did. Right, so this is it. This one clip here is it. This is gonna be loud. I'm sorry, everyone wearing headphones. This is gonna be very loud. That's what I mean. It's gonna be loud. It is yelling daddy. There you go. We figured it out. Wow! Shocker! Don't save. Delete. There we go. Wow! It's not hard to put it in a fucking video editor and tell.
Users jumped in the comments to point out that you can also hear an adult voice yelling, "Where are you?" In addition to the young female voice making most of the noise, this quieter, more subtle male voice that can also be heard in the audio only...
I don't think it was a female voice. I think it was like a young... It was a kid's voice. Don't get me wrong, but it sounded like a young boy more than it did a girl.
Makes the whole incident that much more disturbing. Near the end of the video, the uploader mentions that after that night, he checked the news every day to see if he could find some explanation for the screams, but he never did. The fact that the screaming was captured at around 2 a.m. in the freezing cold weather and in the middle of the woods indicates that the uploader could have genuinely recorded something pretty sinister taking place that night.
He could have, or it could have been the kids fallen into the river and... Yeah, like in a cold river or something, or like a lake or something, and it's just like sat there screaming for him. Like, yeah. Because he said it was in the forest. We don't know what the forest is. We don't know what the lake is. Yeah, we don't know what the topography of the forest is. Like, he said it's just in a forest. There could have been a river. There could have, like, he said it was in winter, yeah? Snowy winter. Oh, that's the clip. Sound of screaming coming from the woods behind my house at about 2 a.m. December 2014. Alright, this is America. We can do this. December 2014 weather. America. Second warmest December on record. 4 to 5 degrees Fahrenheit, about 20th century average. Oh, that's the average temperature. I want the monthly climate report from December 2014. Every state in the lower 48 was warmer than average. Okay. The average minimum nighttime temperature was 28 degrees Fahrenheit, 6 degrees Fahrenheit, above the 20th century average. So it was still cold. But, you know, like... 37 degrees, 37.1 degrees Fahrenheit and 4.5 degrees Fahrenheit above the 20th century average. Okay, so we're going to assume that he's in a forested area. And the main forests tend to be about here, and they kind of like snake around a bit, like more central than anything else. So, yeah, it's cold, is what it's trying to get at. So he probably just fell in the river. I'm proper detective today.
Find some explanation for the screams, but he never did.
I checked the news for days afterwards to see if there was some explanation. Didn't find anything. This was a few days after Christmas. It was freezing, and there was snow outside. The screams were very loud. I don't know how close they would have been. The woods slant down towards a creek so from my window I had a good view but didn't see anything. So there's a creek. A creek. Okay. Kid probably fell in further up the creek. Someone's calling me. Ignore.
The fact that the screaming was captured at around 2 a.m. in the freezing cold weather and in the middle of the woods indicates that the uploader could have genuinely recorded something pretty sinister taking place that night.
Mixed.
It's hard to tell why the uploader would record and upload the audio instead of immediately calling the police after hearing a female voice in such obvious distress, but at this point there's not much that can be done about it. And who knows, maybe the uploader did call the police. There wasn't much context given in the video's description. We can only hope that whatever problem happened that night was eventually solved.
Oh, hang on a second. I recorded... I live in Virginia, suburbs near Washington, D.C. I recorded this around 2 a.m. in December 2014, coming from the woods behind my house. The screaming went on for a while, but stopped pretty soon after. I recorded this part of it. I checked the news for days to see if there was anything like assault, robbery, escape, crazy person that would have warranted screaming in the middle of the woods at night, but I found nothing.
Description. We can only hope that whatever problem happened that night was eventually solved, but based on the shrillness of the screams and the strangeness of the whole situation, we probably won't ever be able to know for sure. Lisa is a life coach and YouTuber who often uploads videos of what it's like living in her van and traveling the country on her own. One afternoon in 2022, Lisa had parked her van on the side of the road and left the side door of her van open while she cooked her dinner inside, when suddenly a sketchy-looking guy approached her, poked his head in her van without her permission, and started asking her some pretty bizarre questions in French, a language Lisa doesn't speak. When she mentioned she didn't understand what he was...
Sorry, this is a very serious situation. I should be very serious. But it reminded me what happened a couple of days ago. My little brother misspoke when he went to say merci. He said monsieur. And, and so I made fun of him for it. And then not only did I make fun of him, I turned around and said, I don't speak baguette, fucker. You know, so... Lisa is hella lucky for not speaking French. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, she doesn't... A guy's poked her head in and started speaking French to me. Oh, poor dude. He knows French. Fucking hell, that's so upsetting. Like, fucking... My guy. Feel bad for that guy already. I'd invite him in if he spoke French. We could sit down, have a beer. Yeah. Like, it's fucking, but yeah, like, I made fun of him and said I don't speak baguette, fucker. So yeah, it was like, that's what I was laughing at. It was just a funny situation that happened a couple of days ago.
saying, he pulled out a translator app to try to communicate with her, which obviously made her pretty uncomfortable, especially since she wasn't interested in talking to him in the first place after he invaded her personal space. After watching the guy struggle to use Google Translate for a few minutes, Lisa decided she'd had enough and shut the side door in his face.
The guy doesn't have a license plate on the front of his car. That's illegal. In every country, that's illegal. And by the looks of it, it's a dealer's car. There's no license plate in the front, but there is a dealer's, like, add-on to the front. Or a taxi's add-on to the front. You know what I mean? I might need a picture to explain this. Dealer plate holder on license plate. Yeah. So on the front of your car, you'll kind of get like, the dealer will do this sort of thing. But sometimes they have these like smaller ones, which like, so on your license plate when you've got it in, there'll be a smaller one that kind of sits there. It's kind of like a taxi like tag sort of thing. So there's a good chance that this vehicle was used for like a taxi. If I can keep watching videos, don't pause every half a minute and try to look like an expert, nitpicking every single detail. I was just saying he's not got a license plate. And because you said don't keep watching the videos, I'm going to sit here for 10 minutes. Fuck you. I got no place to be. I hope this makes you angry, Link. I really have no place to be. I hope this makes you angry. The fact that now I'm just sat here and we're looking up Paul's screen. Who the fuck cares about license plates? Me. That's why. I care. Because if he had a license plate on the front, she would have been able to just give it to the police. Yeah. He doesn't have a license plate, which means he would have been stopped by the police. You're not going outside. Not today, I'm not. It's raining. But, like, yeah. The police should have stopped him. So how can you care? Quite easily. Because I make things not my problem. Plus, it's a reaction video. If I didn't react, I'd just be sat here going... Ah, scary video. Oh, whoa. Yeah. My reaction, bitch! I'm allowed to react to shit. And I find shit, and then it's interesting, okay? Very much like the weather. I like the weather. We might just sit here and look at the weather map all day. Like, yeah, it's my weather map. But, yeah.
Also closing the curtain to make sure the guy got the hint. Strangely, for over half an hour, the guy then stood outside in the rain and tinkered with the translator app to try to communicate with Lisa, even after she made it more than obvious that she wanted nothing to do with him.
You can tell he's French.
He just moved even closer so that I can't move out and so that I can't go forward. Please leave. Please leave, you sketch.
Boom. Yeah, there's no... What license plate is that? I'm not interested in his license plate because now it's weird. And it's not a standard license plate. So what license plate is that? Oh, someone tell me what license plate that is. I can't be bothered looking for every license plate anymore.
Please leave.
With a very shady demeanor, the man snuck into the bushes and pretty much just stalked Lisa from a distance, as if he thought she couldn't see him. As the sun began to set, Lisa kept an eye on the guy outside to make sure he didn't try to get close to her again, but the man just kept on bringing his car closer to her van and blocking her exit in different ways for more than half an hour.
This thing is really starting to freak me out. It's been like a half an hour and he just keeps on moving his vehicle so he can see in my van here. And anyways, 7 o'clock, 7 p.m.
Fortunately, just as darkness had begun to set in, a family in an RV pulled up right behind Lisa and spent the night in the same parking lot as her, which comforted her enough to stay there the entire evening. Disturbingly, the guy left soon after the other family arrived, but came back about 3 hours later in the dead of night to check if Lisa was still there.
He came back? Also, she doesn't have to clean her car. That's a big plus, because it was pissing it down. But, like... Now, alright, now I'm confused. What the fuck is this shit? It's probably just dirt from the rain. But, yeah. Why would you come back? Like... You must be the dumbest criminal on earth to keep coming back. That's how people get caught, you know. You just keep coming back. So stupid.
When he saw the other family in the RV was also still in the parking lot, he left and didn't come back. The next morning, Lisa left early and never saw the guy again. It's hard to tell what the guy's exact intentions were, but based on his overall sketchy demeanor and questionable behavior, they couldn't have been anything good. The one thing we can be sure about is that it's a good thing the other family in the RV arrived at the parking lot when they did. Otherwise, who knows what the man would have done to Lisa. In May 2014, an Imager user uploaded a blog post where he talked about the time he went to visit a friend in northern Germany. According to the uploader, his friend told him about these pipes that he had found in the woods near his house that stuck up out of the ground like periscopes. Apparently, his friend and his siblings played near the pipes as kids and knew that there were bunkers hidden below them, but their parents never allowed them to get near them out of concern for their safety. During the visit narrated in the blog post, the uploader and his friend decided to check out the pipes and finally go down into the bunkers that they never had permission to explore when they were younger, and they found some pretty disturbing stuff. A few hundred...
Look how clean this wood is. It just distracted me, this wood. It's just really clean. My brain took over that. I was like, yeah, it's a clean wood. But yeah, the bunkers, they happen, you know, like... They tend to, like, they're all over here as well. Like, there's not one near me at all, but there are some in the countryside. You can just go in them. There's normally signs up saying please respect it, yeah, because like it's history, so respect it. And people generally do. But yeah, there's bunkers everywhere. There's loads in France. I know that for a fact.
Feet away from the trees, they found the entrance to the bunker covered with a loosely placed piece of wood that they easily removed with a crowbar. Once inside, all they could see were these long, seemingly endless, hospital-like hallways that extended for thousands of feet under the woods. As they ventured further and further into the maze of tunnels, they found graffiti on some of the walls, indicating they weren't the first people to get the idea to explore the underground bunkers. To the explorers' horror, one of the walls deep inside the tunnels had the word help in German graffitied all over it.
Every forest in Russia is clean for one single reason. Every forest is protected here. Oh.
I bought 6 more eggs. Leave us 2.
Okay.
Just in case you use them.
Oh, I won't be using them today.
Well, you've got till Saturday pretty much, haven't you? Sunday, Monday, maybe. So, all I ask is that you leave 2.
We back? We good? We good? We cooking? Yeah, by forest fires, do you mean the ones where like people go out and have campfires, or do you mean like actual forest fires? I think we're good now. Sorry, there's a massive storm going over the UK right now, and unfortunately I'm being hit by it. It's just like a massive like weather storm. It's kind of stopping some shit. It really came down last night. Also down here, there's Gazani still going around. Just fucking going for it. It went over Madagascar and now it's just kind of sneaking about. Still a cat 1 though. Nothing major. It's edging into a cat 2. When it becomes a cat 2, I'll fucking be like, yeah, okay, I'll watch that. Because I'm pretty certain there are forest fires that happen in Russia. Russia. Forest. Fire. 2025, Russian wildfire. Wildfire is ignited and spread across a large area of Russian territory, primarily in the Russian Far East. So the Far East of Siberia. The scope of the wildfires was attributed to meteorological conditions such as exceptional dry weather, strong winds. So there was a natural fire. Russian forest rules. Forest code of the Russia. All right. Stable forest mode. Oh, fucking. This thing is. Oh my god! 27 pages long because that couldn't fit on the 26th. It shall be forbidden to carry out clear felling of forest stands, except for the cases provided for by Part 4 of Article 12 of this code, and the case of establishment of a legal regime of zones with specific conditions. Article 12. Dude, I just realized, if I'm gonna live in the forest, I'm gonna actually have to fucking print this off. Because otherwise I'm going to the gulag. I might need to put public rules. Public rules. Fire safety. Citizens must strictly follow fire safety regulations, especially during dry seasons. Leaving trash or pollution the forest is prohibited. Okay, so it's fire. Yeah, okay, so you can't have fires and things like that during really dry seasons in the woods. That makes sense. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. Read the entire code. Read the whole code. Alright, I'll do that after we've done this video and one more video. I'll read the whole code. It's fucking... Yeah, it's 27 fucking pages long. I wonder what the English code is for forest. English forest rules. Do we have a big pack like that? Is that it? Okay. Oh, these are ancient fucking laws for the forest. There's a whole 4-minute video on the UK one. You see, we didn't write it out. We just was like, here's a fucking video, go watch it. They knew we were stupid. Fucking, the Russian one's written out. And the English one's like, yeah, we've summarized it in a 4-minute video. Enjoy watching it. I didn't even know that existed. Because no one in charge cares about anything in the UK. We used to. Now we're not so much. We'll watch that 4-minute video in a second. We'll do that and then read the... We'll watch this, watch another video, then watch that video, and then we'll read the fucking whole thing of the Russian law to do with forests. I might be able to get it into text-to-speech, to be fair.
It's possible that it was just sprayed on there by another group of teens trying to be funny, but the eerie nature of the bunker, coupled with the general state of disarray, really makes you wonder if something more sinister took place down there at some point, possibly even written by German soldiers in the later parts of World War II.
Just to think all this stuff has just been left here. Like, look how thick that door is. Like, that is a steel door. Look how thick it is. Like, ah. Oh. This is actually pretty cool to see inside the bunkers there.
As they traveled deeper into the bunker, they found some more disturbing graffiti, with one of the eeriest messages reading, "Hello Satan, I love you."
Does that say "I love you"? That does not look like an I. There's "Hello Satan." Ever duck. Fucking German bunker. That also says hello. That doesn't say hello. That says hello, Satan. Satam. That doesn't say N. That's am. Satam. Whoever did this is more dyslexic than me. Dude needs a checkup. Like, fucking, yeah. Like, fucking hell. Yeah, duh, hello. Hello is hello in German. Is it? Google Translate. English to German. Oh, it is. What's... Is Satan in German, or is it something else? Oh, it is just Satan. I don't have that apostrophe, unfortunately, on my... I actually do. But I can't put it into a thing. I wish that people wouldn't join them up so much, you know? Then I can actually read it.
Obviously, that's not the kind of message you want to see in a tunnel system like this, but the two friends decided to keep on exploring anyway. After several hours down in the bunker, they ended up finding tons of more twisting, winding hallways, flooded rooms with old machines, and dark, narrow corridors that reached dead ends, but nothing more disturbing than the graffiti they had found a few hours earlier. The explorers managed to make it out of there safely and didn't go back there again. In the summer of 2016, reports started surfacing.
Before we get into this one, them bunkers are terrifying to think of. And the fact they've been forgotten as well. That's like, you know, everyone knew they were there. Like, residents and everything would know they were there. That would then mean the government knew that they were there, and they just left them. Why would you just leave them? You'd make, like, a tourist thing out of it, wouldn't you? Or, like, at least keep them up to date to keep history. But I guess most of German history to do with World War II has kind of been just left out. Like, there's, like, camps and stuff still up there, like, tourist locations, but, like, a lot of it has just been kind of like, ooh, we're not touching that. Like, yeah. Fucking... It's crazy to think. All that history just down there in that bunker.
That people were finding dangerous booby traps along a very well-known hiking trail in the High Mountain Park Preserve in Wayne, New Jersey. As per the police reports, the traps mostly consisted of boards with nails sticking out of them, barbed wire, broken bottles placed along the trails behind or near rocks or logs, and other treacherous materials. As more and more complaints started coming in, police warned people to keep an eye out for the traps and even organized cleanup efforts to keep hikers safe during their treks. What's most disturbing is that these traps were clearly placed there to hurt people, as there's really no other reason to put nails and barbed wire on the ground in the middle of such a popular hiking trail. The fact that someone would take the time to get out on the trail, build a booby trap in such detail, and place it there with the intention to do harm to other people and their pets is honestly pretty messed up, but it didn't take the cops too long to make an educated guess as to who was behind the whole thing. Although they never found the individual suspects responsible for placing the traps on the trail, the sheriff's department determined that the traps had probably something to do with the feud between hikers and bikers who had been fighting over use of the trail for decades. According to many nearby...
That is ridiculous. So you've got a hiking trail and a biking trail, yeah, in one bit, and they're fighting over it. That is ridiculous. Hello, dog. She's just sniffing the ground. What? What? Does my dressing gown smell nice? What? Alright, we'll get back on with the dog here too. But that is ridiculous. They're fighting over it. Like, here in the UK, most bikers or hikers and stuff as well will normally get out of the way of each other. If a bike's coming down the hill, the people walking will step to one side, you know, to like let the bike go past. If the bike's going uphill, it's the exactly the same. But if it's like a straight and narrow, normally the people on the bike will usually try and stop. If they can't stop, then you just move to the side and let them go past. That's normally what happens here in the UK. Yeah, she's not happy with something. Go on. Oh, she goes.
By residents, it's common for bikers on the trail to speed past the hikers without ringing their bells or announcing their presence, which has led to several injuries and rising tensions between the two groups over the years.
Alright. If the bikers are doing that, then they're pricks. They deserve their bike taken away and probably like some fucking substantial fines and shit like that. Because like, it's just common decency. Yeah, sure, some bikers don't do that. Yeah, but like, normally because we can hear the bike coming, but like they still should generally do it just as a a nice polite thing to do. Because they're traveling faster than someone can walk, so they're a prick if they do that.
Still, it's hard to imagine that someone would take the issue to the point of trying to harm an entire group of people so maliciously with such brutal methods. Fortunately, no one was hurt as a result of the traps, but the suspects responsible were never found.
I want to react to that, but I feel like I can't react to that on stream. Oh, but yeah, that's like... Where's the police photos of them?
Barbed wire on the ground in the middle of such a popular hiking trail. The fact that someone would take the time to get out on the trail, build a booby trap in...
Like, that one, I think, is just designed to pierce someone's tire. That one is for something else. I actually don't know what that one would be for. Probably not to probably to get wrapped up in someone's tire. And that one, that is designed for someone who's fallen. Like, that is horrible to think. People are crazy, man. Why the fuck? Of all things for you to go outside and do, why would you do that? It's the same as the biking one we had earlier. The one with the fucking, like, cables across. That one? Why would you do that? Like, if if you get that upset that bikers are on your trail, there are biker-free trails that you can go on. Yeah. But generically, bikers and hikers and stuff like that are generically pretty nice to each other. Yeah, they can be a bit annoying here and there. But, yeah, you're both out there and you both got, like, what? To get to the other side, and one of you wants to take a bike, one of you wants to walk. Big shocker. Like, yeah, just get over it. I don't understand people that, like, put out traps and shit. Like, what was it? There was that story a couple of years ago of that guy. He was, what was he? I can't actually remember what he was called. I don't think they ever actually released his name. We'll call him Bob, because I don't know. But, like, he booby-trapped his house. American. I may as well put that out there. We're all gonna know he's American anyway once I finish this. He booby-trapped his house with, like, revolvers, shotguns, and everything like that. And he rigged all the cables up to, like, really low in the carpet. So, like, the bottom of your shoe, or, like, the very tip of your toe and stuff, that's what it'd take to fucking, like, yeah, set it off. Because it'd get caught on it, and it'd set it off. And he fucking called the police. He called the... well, actually, he didn't call the police. He called an ambulance. And he's there going, oh, I've been shot. I've been shot. And, like, yeah, the ambulance crew are like, oh my god, we're coming. Yeah, they get there. Police arrive because they think there's an active gunman. The police barged in the door, and right as one of them was about to step into that fucking doorway, he was actually dragged out by the officer behind him. Because the officer behind him saw the tripwire. They looked up, they saw a 12-gauge shotgun pointing at the front door. This man had walked into one of his rooms and shot himself with his own booby trap. Why would you do that? Like, at night as well. Why the fuck would you do that? Like, people are stupid sometimes. And they're just, like, this shit's crazy. Like, that's taking a whole defense of, like, against, you know, an intruder to a whole other level. But, like, I know for a fact if I did something like that, I'd end up shooting myself. Why? Because I'm an idiot. That's why. But, like, every door that he had in his house was booby-trapped. Every single one of them. With guns and shit. Like, oh, he ended up surviving. But, like, I guarantee you he was, like, he had his gun license taken away and shit for that shit. Like, because he didn't mention it either on, like, the reports when he phoned in. He didn't mention that he booby-trapped his house. He just said, oh, I've been shot. Like, why? Right, let's load up the next one. We might as well do this one here.
Since
No. Before we do anything else, I need the toilet real quick, so I'll be 2 seconds. Oh, I really needed that.
2017, a YouTuber named Phil has been uploading videos of his hiking trips to his channel Hike Slam, where he gives his viewers a glimpse into everything he does to prepare for a long hike, camp alone in the middle of the woods, choose the right hiking gear, and pretty much everything related to the outdoors. On the night before Thanksgiving 2021, Phil went on an overnight hike to camp on the Appalachian Trail near his house in Virginia. For the first half hour of his hike, things kick off pretty normally, but after a while, he finds some odd-looking trash lying on the side of the trail. Strangely, there appears to be some writing on some of the containers he finds, which appear to be song lyrics, though it's hard to imagine why.
What does that say? Freeport Clinton? That's all I see is E, so I'm assuming that says free. I don't even know what that word says. It starts with a B though. Post. Power surge.
Anyone would go through the trouble of writing out entire songs or poems on a plastic container, only to later...
Exo, Mobile, Gallows, Falls Church, Water. Yeah, Water. Where? What songs are these? Woody Wolfman of Helltown. Okay.
Throw it on the side of the trail. As he crosses the boundary into the wilderness, things continue to get stranger and stranger, and as he nears the campsite, Phil finds another series of disturbing notes.
The weirdness continues.
Oh, I didn't get to read that. I'm a slow reader.
Notes.
I was a hiker that hiked alone, but I hiked too much. And found now I'm a fed stone. What? Okay. That's
The
very
weirdness
strange.
continues.
I agree with him on that. Weird as hell.
What the?
I see fed a lot on these things. That one that was just shown said fed at the start. Fed. Fed illusions. Are you rattling bones up there or something? All I can hear is sounds like someone's grinding bones or fucking coffee beans.
And there's a dead duck here.
Oh, duck.
Some of the notes appear to contain cryptic poems, others seem to talk about pretty in-depth conspiracy theories and
Right. Federal response to campsite note. You're the dollars at work. The zero is a what? Refilance? Refilance? I don't even know what that's supposed to be. Lyric. Oh no, fucking is all the gold in California. Lyrics. Oh, is this a song that then goes into more crap? I mean this honestly. I want to see this guy's handwriting. Because I want to make sure that he hasn't done this.
cover federal agents or something, and the rest appear to be biographical, with whoever wrote them telling parts of their story. It's tough to confirm if the person who wrote the notes was the same person who killed the duck, but honestly, it would be too much of a coincidence for the dead duck to be lying right there next to the series of creepy notes, which were obviously placed there recently considering they're in good condition and not wet. After taking in the eerie scene, Phil notices a tarp and a fire next to a campsite about 20 yards away from the notes and the dead duck. Staying as far away as possible from the campsite, he continues making his way up to a shelter. Although
this man continued. Why? He just continued after all this crap. Why? There's got to be something ringing in the back of his head telling him that, yeah, something's wrong here. There has to be. You wouldn't just go, continue. There has to be something telling you you're wrong.
This next part wasn't caught on camera. Phil then reported that he saw two women coming down the trail with their dog, asking him if he had seen the guy who was leaving the creepy notes and dead animals on the side of the trail. When Phil mentioned he saw a campsite and a fire a few yards away from the notes, the woman got scared and asked him to walk back to their car with them.
That's understandable.
Thinking it was probably a good idea to move as far away as possible from the campsite anyway, Phil went back with them and then started hiking in the other direction to find a safer place to spend the night. Fortunately, the rest of his hike to the new shelter was a lot more uneventful for Phil, and once he got there, he was able to set up a camp for the night, light a fire, and enjoy his dinner miles away from the disturbing notes he found. A few minutes later...
What's he eating? It looks like a meat brick. Is that a block of cheese? What is that? Ah, right. What's this guy's channel? I want to know what he's eating. What am I at? 248? Oh, I'll look at his channel in a second once we finish this, actually.
Once it got dark, Phil decided to go into the shelter and check out the camp log and see some of the notes and stories other hikers had left behind. And that's when things get
It actually looked like a
creepy
sandwich.
again.
It could just be a cheese sandwich.
I'm gonna check out the shelter log here. I hang out by the fire. Almost every shelter on the Appalachian Trail has a shelter log.
John's Hollow shelter log. Alright, let's look at that. Then we'll look at some of the writing. Let's see. Comparisons coming up. It's that R. We're looking for a very particular type of R. The R's are very, like, curly R's. There's a kick tar there. And a kick tar there. Alright, and then what we got then? Everyone has very particular types of handwriting, and you can normally tell if someone's done the same thing twice, but this one I can't really tell, because the R on this one kind of has an upturned kick, whereas the other ones kind of have a straight down kick, and the R's aren't always conjoined, so with some of them it was clearly harder to write his R's than it was on the others.
Almost every shelter on the Appalachian Trail has a shelter log where people write in their trail names and what's going on. They can write whatever they want in there. So it's kind of cool tradition here. So let's see what this one says. Little engine. Back section. Hiking again finally. It's nice and little trail magic. Some comics and writing and stuff. Alright, let's see what's happened recently. Holy crap. Wait a second.
It's like a whole autobiography, this.
Well, let me adjust the camera here. This writing looks almost exactly like the writing that was on that garbage a couple of miles from here.
Even
We can do a comparison. Let's see. That R there is very similar to the one written on the front of the book. where he's wearing green. See the R there. Then when we go to this page, the R's are very similar to the way it's written on the front of the book. But here's the thing, there looks like to be that it starts off normal, like if you look like closely without without getting a shaky angle. Hang on a second. If you look at it like closely, it starts off kind of normal, although the words aren't. But the writing starts off normal, but then as it gets further and further down, it gets like far more hectic as it goes along. Like fucking, it gets more and more crazy as it goes along. Like, it's like whoever's writing in it has been writing in a hurry. Like, I don't know if you've done this before, but like you'll start off normally and like you'll do it in tests. People always do it in tests. Your writing will start being like nice and neat, and then like the less time you have, the quicker you end up writing and the scruffier it looks. Like, it looks like whoever was writing in this started getting interrupted by someone coming up. So I don't know if it could have been the person in the thing, but in that tent, but it could have been. It could also have been set up. Like, yeah, but because the handwriting's all to the same. But I mean, the start of the book isn't all the same handwriting. It's all different handwriting. So unless you got like a lot of friends to write shit in it and then draw shit in it and everything like that, then yeah, it's different. But like, yeah, it's just kind of like, it looks like it gets more and more hectic and crazy as it goes on. Interesting. A lot of this stuff is just garbled shit, too. It's like, it starts off as like conspiracy, goes into song lyrics, and then goes back to conspiracy, back into more song lyrics, then goes into garbled shit into song lyrics. It's like, whoever was writing this, like, fucking lost their mind halfway through. Or at the very beginning, at least.
Well, I'm adjust the camera here. This writing looks almost exactly like the writing that was on that garbage a couple of miles from here.
Even though the shelter where Phil's currently staying at is more than 2 miles away and on the other side of the road from the previous one, the handwriting on the camp log is exactly the same as the handwriting that was on the notes and garbage on the other side of the road. This is pretty disturbing in itself, but it gets even more so when Phil starts to actually read some of the content in the logbook.
2018, while I was incarcerated at the Okaloosa County Jail. What the heck? In solitary confinement, I figured the following out. Refer to Isaiah 28:15 through 9. This is the same ramblings from the guy that was on the other side of the river. That's kind of scary. Kind of weird. Those women down there said they were going to call the police on the guy. Wow, this is weird. It's just like, it goes in one direction, then immediately goes in a completely different direction.
So I'm trying to focus on this, but someone's doing something behind me. All it sounds like is rattling. Do you hear that? What is that? That noise, what is... It's the vacuum.
Yeah, we'll vacuum the my one. So now it's just rattling around the whole vacuum.
So I thought he was doing something else then for a second.
No, it's my arm in the vacuum.
Okay.
And there's just so much of it. Like this line up here. Think grave robbery in an attempt to obscure the reality of Little Mrs. Wolf. Content. Come up with some more of those wicked schemes, JB and company, so I can show some more of your true character.
The fact that there's a convicted felon walking around the woods leaving dark and weird notes all over the place is extremely concerning, and based on the kinds of stuff the guy is writing, he's probably not in his right mind. This could obviously be dangerous for Phil, especially since it's already pretty dark and he doesn't appear to have anything to defend himself with. As he gets ready to go to sleep in his tent, Phil walks back to the shelter once more, where he finds half a Gatorade bottle hanging from a string on the ceiling with a note in the same guy's handwriting that reads, "Watch out for Yeet Mouse. The dead do walk and talk." Understandably creeped out by yet another disturbing note, Phil tries to fall asleep in his tent, obviously a little on edge from everything that happened that day. The last thing you'd want to happen if you were in Phil's position would probably be to start hearing strange noises near the shelter in the middle of the night, and that's exactly what happened. While he was falling asleep, he heard something moving near the shelter, and as he poked his head out of the tent, he saw a single guy with a headlamp walking around the shelter. Not wanting to find out if it was the same guy who had been leaving notes, he quietly made his way back to the truck in the middle of the night.
Right, give me a sec. I'm closing that door. All I can hear is that fucking thing rattling. We don't get to see the guy by the looks of it walking around the shelter, so I might need to find this guy's channel so I can see the whole thing. Because I'm suspicious. All I can hear is that fucking thing rattling. That's all I can hear.
Looking over his shoulder the entire way to make sure he wasn't being followed. Luckily, he made it back home safely, and as of 2024, he hasn't uploaded another video about the strange notes he found on the Appalachian Trail. It's pretty likely that dozens of other hikers after him came across the disturbing notes and the dead duck, but we'll probably never know who exactly the guy who wrote them was, or what he would have done if he ran into any unsuspecting campers.
So the dead duck situation, the duck wouldn't have still been there by the time the other campers got there because, yeah, would have decayed or, you know, been moved. What's the guy's name? I can't actually. Hang on a second. Hike Slam. I want to see the clip, 2004 clip. Oh, there we go. Because I want to see two things before we do anything else. Does he record someone moving around?
I'm a little on edge. I keep watching the hill behind the shelter to see if I see a headlamp coming down there. The hike in here, there was nobody. There's no cars along the side of that Forest Service road except mine. It was super quiet here. I haven't heard any sign of a person at all. I hear animals up in the woods, but yeah, I don't know. I still have my shoes on. I guess in case I have to run. Man, I think this is a combination of the weird dude down the trail and his cryptic writings that I keep finding everywhere, and also in the woods, the your mind plays games with you. Every sound, every light is something to be concerned about. So, just gonna hunker down in here for a little bit and see what happens. Okay. Alright, so, I lied down for a couple hours, nodded off to sleep. Just on top of my sleeping bag. But man, every crack and crunch I hear outside of an animal walking by or a branch breaking, I don't know, it's just like, it's freaking me out. So I'm gonna try to get some more sleep here, and
as far as I'm aware, he doesn't show
I just kind of pass out. There's really nothing to be worried about. It's just like, it's just a weird night, you know. Okay, I'm out on the trail. It's the middle of the night. I was down in my tent, not asleep, kind of just like lying there staring at the tent walls, listening to all the sounds, and then I heard somebody down by the shelter. So at first I had to convince myself it wasn't what I thought I heard, but it definitely was somebody down there.
He seems a bit more panicked. Okay. Alright. He doesn't show the person walking about, but yeah, he seems a bit more panicked. But alright. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't like a big bit that was cut out or something. But yeah, it's kind of creepy. I don't know. The notes are weird on this one, but at the end of the day, it could also be like, could be. It could be fate. But I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because it's still a creepy situation at the end of the day. So.
Grizzly Gaz is a camping channel on YouTube consisting of dozens of videos featuring Gaz, the uploader, going on hiking and camping trips in the UK with his French bulldog named Fendi.
I love watching this guy.
In a lot of his videos, he goes camping in some pretty extreme conditions, and he often shows footage of his unexpected encounters with big animals in the middle of the woods. In April 2023, Gaz uploaded a video of a camping trip he made somewhere in the woods in the UK. The first part of the camping trip goes pretty much according to plan, with the footage showing Gaz setting up his tent and chopping wood to make a fire while his dog Fendi keeps him company as the sun begins to set. This next part wasn't shown in the footage, but as Gaz started to prepare his steak dinner over the fire, a random man in jeans and a coat approached his campsite and asked him for a beer and some food.
Right, we've got steaks on go now. Bit of ribeye, pot boiling for some mash, and I've got a visitor. Creeped up behind me asking me if I had a light in my pants. This is Martin anyway. I don't know him, but he's stopping for a steak, so...
Just some random creep wandering about.
You want...
He's stoned. He's high as a kite, this guy. Or I'm just some random creep just wandering about. And then he's fucking like shaking. He's stoned. My guess... Well, there's two things that he could be on. Given that it's the UK, we don't have meth here. Like, we don't have meth here. That's more of an American thing. We also don't really have heroin here. Meth and heroin are two of the things that we don't really have here. What we do have is cocaine, fentanyl, and weed. Those are the main three drugs you can get here. You can also get things like acid and stuff. My guess, from the looks of him, and from his teeth, which we saw briefly...
I don't know him, but he's stopping for a steak, so...
Just some random creep wandering about.
You saw him very briefly. There was one clip. Hang on a second. Yeah, just very briefly, there's like a gap in his teeth. I'm gonna say that he's a Fent junkie. And he's probably high on Fent. Like, I know Fent zombies tend to collapse forward and like stuff like that, but the ones that can move are very different. We don't, in the UK you don't really have meth or heroin, but you can get them, but they're just a lot harder to find. So there is a possibility that he is on a heroin addict, but the way he's swaying and the coherent sentences he's making leads to weed or Fent. He's not crazy and he's not charging, so it's not cocaine. So it's one of those two.
This is Martin anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know him, but he's stopping for a steak, so...
He's stoned.
Wandering about.
You went round here in a poncho a couple of months ago, were you?
I don't think I was.
Although the encounter with the man itself was pretty tame, it's still pretty creepy to be camping in the woods in the middle of nowhere and suddenly be approached by a random guy asking for things. If you listen closely to what he's saying, some of the guy's sentences are a little incoherent, and he appears to ramble a bit when he talks, almost like he's kind of out of it. Later in the footage, Gaz reveals that Martin was homeless, and that as they shared their dinner, he told Gaz his story about how he had ruined his life with drugs, and how he had ended up walking alone in the woods that day. Disturbingly, Gaz also mentioned that while they were having dinner, he turned around for a few seconds to chop some more wood to keep the fire going, and when he turned back around, Martin had left the campsite unannounced without even thanking Gaz for the food. After the strange encounter, the uploader decided to leave the campsite and head home out of fear that the man would possibly tell his friends about meeting some guy camping out in the middle of the woods with expensive filming equipment lying around and suggest robbing him or possibly worse. To see if Martin would come back in the middle of the night with possibly ill intentions, Gaz actually left a trail camera on the tree at the campsite to capture everything that happened that night. Based on his behavior, it's pretty hard to gauge Martin's intentions and know whether he was just confused and possibly under the influence, or if he had something more sinister planned that evening.
I cut him off then.
Either way.
Yeah, he was high on something. There's a good possibility he was high and then found Gaz, the creator, and walked off, still high, then came back, not high, because he kind of knew where he walked, and then was like, yeah, I'm gonna rob something. But, yeah, either way, he's stoned in the bit that we see him. You can tell he's high.
It's probably a good thing that Gaz left the campsite and didn't go back until the next morning, especially since when he did go back, his trail camera that he had left was completely gone.
No, he did come back. Yeah, so there's a good chance that he probably sobered up, came back and was like, oh, I'm gonna rob this guy, and then fucking, yeah, he's not there, so he's like, oh, what, did he leave anything that I can sell? Camera.
Creepy Outdoors is a channel where the uploader frequently shows footage of his nighttime visits to sketchy outdoor locations during all 4 seasons. In October 2022, Creepy Outdoors uploaded a video of a camping trip he took to an unnamed forest in the middle of nowhere, recording everything he saw as he explored some of the surrounding woods in the darkness. For the first few minutes, all you can hear is the guy's breathing, and you can't help but be kind of amazed at how brave it is to visit a dark forest in the middle of nowhere all alone, not knowing if you're going to run into potentially hostile animals or something else. As the video progresses, the uploader makes a few comments and observations on his surroundings, and throughout the footage there doesn't appear to be anyone else in the forest with him. Around 13 minutes in though, an extremely disturbing sound takes the footage in a pretty dark direction.
Holy shit. Fucking hell. Oh, that freaked me out. I remember doing that to someone, like, ages ago. Like, but, like, yeah, that freaks me the fuck out. I've seen videos of darkness where people are, like, riding bikes in forest, and, like, they've turned their camera one way, looked back, and there's a bear fucking a bear. Seeing a bear in the woods is terrifying. Like right there next to you, it's fucking horrifying. But like, yeah, I think what's worse is if you're in the woods and you hear a person. That is horrible because there's so many. Like a bear will walk up to you, might sniff you, or it might kill you. Those are the only two things it'll do. A fucking person could do anything. Yeah? And it's why people are deemed the biggest threat to people, is because we are erratic creatures. We don't follow really a natural thought process of, oh, I'm gonna kill this person because, yeah, they're a threat or they're like food. Yeah, we don't do that. We're sat there, we're like, okay, yeah, this person's coming towards me, their intentions unknown, yeah, because we're erratic creatures. But fucking hell, see, I could never go into the woods and hear "I see you" and not run away. Like, especially not seeing anyone else, and all I hear is "I see you." Fuck no, I'm done. Like, at that point, I'd lay down and just cry, because fuck no. Like, I'm a big guy, but fuck no.
Oh, hi. What? I need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Ooh. Okay. That was creepy. I need to get out of here.
In the distance, probably a couple of 100 feet away from the uploader, a voice yells, "I see you." It's possible that the disturbing sound was made by a coyote or a fox, but because it sounded so much like "I see you," it could have also been another camper trying to mess with the uploader and scare him.
Can coyotes and foxes can't do that? Coyotes, I think that. I don't know how you actually say them. Coyote saying "I see you," or mimicking human speech, should I actually put? Mimicking. What did I just do? What the fuck did I just do? Oh fuck! Get rid of the weather. And I got rid of the fucking YouTube. Give me a second to start my whole thing. It's just... Fuck. I can't believe I just done that. I just accidentally fucking... Oh, god damn it. I've actually just done that. I can't believe I've actually just done that. God damn it. Well, I was on YouTube, wasn't I? Just fucking got rid of everything then. That one, yeah? Oh no, it was this one.
Because the YouTuber had been taught.
Right. What else was there? There was the Russian forest rules. Was up. English forest rules was up. Alright. Human speech. Oh, that's on Facebook. Fuck that. That's a TikTok. Fuck it, we're gonna have these. Oh, okay. It's just that. Whatever. Is there no YouTube videos on a coyote mimicking human speech. Probably because they can't do it, so he couldn't have been a coyote or anything, saying "I see you."
Talking and making noise almost the whole time, he might have inadvertently alerted someone else who may have wanted to play a prank on him just for the fun of it. Still, it's hard to imagine why anyone else would be wandering in the same secluded part of the woods as the uploader. What's most disturbing is that the person or animal or whatever it was that made the noise appeared to yell out right after the guy turned off his lamp, almost as if they were waiting for that to happen to yell out something disturbing. Luckily, the uploader was able to make it back to his campsite safely and has continued uploading outdoor footage to this day. Sam is a YouTuber from Cleveland, Ohio.
That would be just creepy. I can't believe I closed my thing then.
Who's been uploading videos of his stealth camping trips to his channel, The Northwest Wind, since 2016. For those of you who don't know, stealth camping just means parking your camper van pretty much anywhere without paying for parking, and people do it anywhere from residential neighborhoods to the middle of nowhere. In January 2024, Sam uploaded footage of his stealth camping trip to the woods in Cleveland, leaving his camper van at a local dog park a few hundred yards away. On his way into the woods, he finds a camping tent that's been shredded to pieces, which is honestly a little creepy, but he keeps going anyway. After setting up his tent in the woods, he starts cooking dinner on a camping stove. As the sun starts to set, he sees a couple of people walking by the campsite, and this is when he mentions that he's getting a bad vibe and feels like he's possibly in danger from them. Most experienced campers would probably tell you that if your gut is telling you something's wrong, you should probably call it a day and leave, but Sam
That's what I said earlier. Call it a day and leave.
decided to stick it out for the night and kept on recording. As soon as he settles down in his tent to get some sleep, things start to get very creepy.
There's somebody, hang on. I don't know if they can see it or not through the tent. I don't think so. I'm leaning right up against the light, but somebody's walking around out there very close to the tent.
As the seconds pass by, the footsteps outside seem to get louder and louder. At one point, Sam calls out to whoever's out there, but at first he doesn't get a response. It's only after he calls out for about the 5th time that every camper's worst nightmare starts to become a reality for Sam.
They're walking around outside in circles.
Was that a mouse? Did they just hit a mouse? That's a mouse. Or a bat.
Hello? Alright, I don't like this. Hello? Hello? They're touching my tent. Stop. Hello? Hello? Alright, I'm getting out of here. Hello? Hello?
Ooh, they pushed down this side.
I don't know what this is, but we're getting out of here. Hang on. Hello? Okay, they're walking away now. What do you want? What do you want? I have a knife. Where's my knife?
What do you want? What do you want? I have a knife. Where's my knife? Fucking, why would you shout that? I understand he's panicked and everything like that, but you wouldn't. Why would you shout that? Why? Like, I had a horrible camping situation once. It was only one. I was going up Scafell Pike. It's a mountain. It's the highest peak in the UK. And I was going up that, and we were camping below it. Yeah. And it was the middle of the night, and something came up to my tent. Yeah, and I was asleep, and granted, I went to bed a bit drunk. Yeah, to be fair, both of us did. We went to bed pretty drunk. Yeah. But I was walking in the night to someone breathing on the side of my tent. By that I meant someone was walking around that fucking tent. Yeah. Like, not in my tent, but like around my tent and around like the guy's tent I was with. And fucking they came right up against the fucking ventilation bit of the tent. Yeah. And all I heard come through was like, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, I'm gonna fucking die today. Like, yeah. And I was thinking, oh shit. Yeah. What the fuck do I do? I didn't move, and I pretended to be asleep. I just laid there. I was like, yeah, just like, not moving, just pretending to be asleep. Just calming myself with my breathing a little bit. Yeah, as this person's fucking ringing my tent. Yeah. I didn't get out and say, hello, where are you? Hello, yeah, I can see you. I know you're there. No, I didn't do that. I laid there still, awake, knowing that now someone is around my tent. Yeah. And when you're camping, you like have like, I had like a 5-man tent. I was in a 5-man tent on my own. The reason I was in a 5-man tent on my own is because that's the only tent we had. Yeah. And I had a knife in my tent. I was sleeping in the room where all the boxes were because the boxes made it warmer, yeah, and I didn't feel as unsafe knowing that there's a lot of boxes around me that, you know, if someone breaks into the tent, because it's a tent, they can walk in and like, yeah, they'll go to like what looks like the emptier room if they want to attack me rather than the room I was in, because they couldn't see me. And I had underneath one of the boxes right next to me was my knife, and on the other side where there was a bag which had like it had fork, a plate, I think it had a pan as well in it. And the second I heard that, yeah, my hand grasped that knife and I was ready to fucking go. Like, I was ready. I was ready for some bitch to come into my tent. I was ready to stab a fucking bitch. Like, but fucking, I didn't. And eventually, I think after like 2 hours or something, I heard them leaving. And I mentioned it to the guy that was outside of my tent. Yeah, no, well, not the guy walking around, but the guy I was with. I mentioned it to him. And he sat there and he was like, dude, I was so drunk last night, I didn't wake up like an inch. If I had woken up and heard that around your tent, I would have gotten up and said something. I was like, no, the fuck you wouldn't have. You would have been just as scared as me, mate. Like, fucking, it's one of them things where, like, yeah, we didn't think anything had happened because it was a campsite full of people. Like, there was loads of people. If someone was getting murdered, they'd scream and everyone would wake up. But yeah, it was fucking like, it was horrible to think of that someone was just walking around my tent, making noises, you know, doing all that shit. And at first we thought it might have been a badger. You know, like, I mentioned it, like, I walked out and I saw like tracks around my tent and I was like, first it could have been a badger, yeah, when I first said it. But then we walked around the back where it was a bit more muddy and we saw just footprints, like human footprints, and we were like, yeah, that was a person just being a dick. Like, yeah, I completely understand his fear, because there's a very real fear going on here, but you should never ever shout. Like, oh, what are you doing? Hello? Where's my knife? Yeah, you should never shout that. Never shout, I have a knife. If you hear something around you, even if it's in your house, yeah, the best way to survive, because you don't know who's in your fucking house. You don't know if there's a SWAT team or an armed intruder in your house. Like, so the best thing to do is to lay there quietly. Just don't move. Yeah, you're awake. You hear it. Don't move. steady your breathing, and wait a couple seconds. If it's outside your house, fucking move. Yeah? Like, if you hear someone walking around the perimeter of your house, fucking get something and wait. Yeah? Because that bitch, if they come into your house, is going to be more terrified that you knew they were there and which door they were going to come in than if they don't. Yeah? But, fucking, if they're in your house, you lay there quietly. Don't move at all. Just do not move. Because the second you move, they know you're awake. Yeah? You lay there quietly. Make sure your eyes are kind of half-lidded. So, you know, like, in the dark, it looks like you're asleep, but you're not. You know they're there. You can see them coming in. Yeah? And you wait. You wait until that bitch is right over the top of you. Or, like, in the perfect place. And then you lunge. You go. That is the best way to deal with it. Rather than, yeah, because they know you're awake by your breathing. Like, they can hear that they've woken you up, because when you wake up, your body instantly goes, yeah, like, just, like, that's your body's natural response. So, and your breathing changes as well, so they kind of know that you're awake. So if they know you're awake, and they'll kind of get quieter. And then once you hear no noise, but if you move, they'll stop. Because they then know for certain you're awake. So the best thing to do is just sit there quietly, waiting until you hear no noise. Even if you hear them leave and come back in, you do not move. Do not make any attempt to move until you know for 10 to 20 minutes there has been no noise in your house. Yeah, if you see your doorknob starting to turn, yeah, that's someone just testing the doorknob to see if you are awake. Because that's normally when people get up and shit. Whereas if they test the doorknob and nothing's going on, boom, you're still asleep and you just moved in your sleep. So they'll do it quieter. Yeah, so you just wait until there's no noise. Best way to survive. Best way to get out of certain situations. Yeah. If you hear someone charging at your room, obviously move. Fucking move at that point. Haul ass to the nearest hiding spot you can. But fucking, if someone's creeping around your house, they don't want to be spotted. Like, quietly around your house is a lot easier to deal with than someone sprinting around your house. So, yeah. But never in this situation yell, "Where's my knife?" Never yell that. That can get you killed. Because they now know that he's unprepared. Sorry, I went on a rant then. But, like, fucking, yeah, they now know he's unprepared. That's what I was mainly getting at.
With me. With me here. Holy crap. Get away. What do you want?
They want to scare
Hello,
you.
I can't see you.
It's easy.
Hello.
That's a nice knife.
Here. We're getting out of here.
One thing that a lot of people in the comments of Sam's video have pointed out is that if you're being stalked or attacked by a stranger in the middle of the woods, it's probably not a good idea to show weakness by saying things like, "I can't see you, I'm spooked, and I don't like this." After this, the attackers apparently leave the campsite, but as soon as he steps out of the tent, Sam sees them standing eerily in the woods just a few feet away from him.
They collapsed my tent on me. I don't know which way they went. I think they went this way. I see you.
There is something there, but that could just be the camera in the darkness. There's also what looks to be something there. That could also just be the camera in the darkness. That looks like a good few feet away, though.
Get away! Alright, I'm spooked. I don't like this. Get my headlamp on and we're getting out of here right now. They're just standing there. They're just standing there. What do you want? Leave me alone!
You know, it'd be way better if he fucking just turned on his headlight, pointed it at it, rather than fucking holding a lantern in front of the camera. I can't see shit. That looks like a base of a tree, but it could be someone. Can't see shit with this thing.
Completely freaking out after the disturbing encounter, he obviously decides to call it a night and head back to his van in the park, but things only continue to get worse for Sam.
All right, they're moving again. I don't know, I'm getting out of here. We're going. I'll come back for this some other time. All right, let's get out of here. I'm leaving, don't follow me. I don't know where to go. I don't know which way to get out of here.
He's talking to them like they're a ghost. You can't latch onto me. Don't touch me, don't follow me home. I'm leaving. Be a nice ghost. Like, what?
I smell your cigarette, I can hear you. I hear you.
As he's making his way back to the park, he looks back at the campsite and sees the attackers stealing his things, but he decides to leave his stuff behind, terrified for his life. As he's running through the woods now, he turns back and sees his attackers chasing him.
This has got to lead back to the main trail. I don't know where they are. It's all foggy up here. I got water in my headlamp. I don't know where to go. I don't see or hear anybody anymore. I hear them coming. Can't see the shadow. Here's a path. Okay, get me there. I'm recording all of this. I'm calling up police. All right, I'm back on a path. Back on a path. Okay.
Average Tarkov player in the middle of the night. Fucking when a cultist comes out of nowhere, that's what this is. Fucking, I can see you! I know you're there, stop whispering! Get away from me! Fucking, that's what this is, an average Tarkov experience in a night raid in woods. Fucking hell. He's probably going for it though. I don't blame him. I'm pretty, like, having not experienced like this circumstance, but experiencing what I experienced in a tent. Fucking, I understand his fear. Fucking being woken up and then you hear something like two-legged walking around. Like, I understand his fear.
Okay. Get away from me!
After making it back to his van safely, he drove home and gave his viewers a recap of everything that happened. As you can imagine, a lot of people in the comments accused the uploader of staging the video, mentioning that nobody in their right mind would continue to record as they sprint through the woods in the dark. But his reaction seems pretty genuine to me. Different people act different ways in situations of stress. As for who the two guys who stalked and attacked him were and what they wanted, it's really anyone's guess. If what they did to Sam was some kind of joke, that's a pretty messed up joke to play on someone. But because the uploader confirmed that they didn't end up stealing his stuff when he went back the following morning, it's also clear that looting the campsite wasn't really their main focus.
By the looks of it, yeah, they didn't do anything to the tent. They might have just been trying to scare him away, to be fair. Maybe it's like a common homeless person's place and they've got like huts about or something and they didn't want to be found, so at night they just do this to people that go camping out there. Because there was that other tent as well, wasn't there, in this video? So maybe it was just that.
We can't really know what they would have done to him
But
if
they
he
might
had
have
run from
stolen
the
something.
campsite, but at any rate, it's probably a good thing he did. Love Sundays.
Also, before we actually move on to this next one, I'd like to say that he had a secure container. He had... Oh, come on.
A few hundred yards away.
Oh, there we go. He has a secure container. Fucking awesome, dude. He's got his own shit on it, but man's been playing. I want one of them. Where did he get them from? I wonder, can I actually buy them? This is, whenever I watch these videos, like, privately, this is also what I end up doing. I end up fucking doing this shit. Secure container. There are other ones from like other websites there. Oh, there we go. Storm cases. Cases. Ooh. Cool. You know what? I'm invested. Sorry, I found cases now. We're gone. This reaction video is now turned into a case fucking debut. We're fucking gone at this rate. Like, yeah. Ooh, you can get limited edition ones. Air travel case. Ooh. Look for 1780. 1780. Oh. Get out of here. Oh, no! You bitch. 1780. Oh, that's... Oh. Protect case. Oh, it's a thick case. It's a thick fucking weapons case, man. 810 quid. Empty. Foam. Oh. $1,000, nearly. You know what? If I make it big as a streamer and a YouTuber, fuck it. I'm buying that. Fuck yeah. Dude, I'll be building hideouts in my room out of thick cases. Internal, 1058 by 558 by 3885mm. It's a thick item case. No, the thick weapons case. That's what I meant, yeah. I said thick weapons case because my brain instantly went, it's a weapons case! But no. What is the thick weapons case? Let me see the trivia on that. That is a V700. V700. Oh, there's a 1700. Sorry. That's just a weapons case, man. Dude. You can change the... What the fuck? Oh. Desert tan. You can change the color of it. So it'd be that one. Alright, we've gone on a fucking... We have gone on a tangent. I am so sorry, but we have gone on a tangent now. Case size calculator. Ooh. I want a 1000 length by 900 width by 850 depth. No. Okay. I thought you can actually custom cases. Alright, we have gone on a fucking... We have gone on a whole tangent here. I'm sorry. We are now lost. Fuck it. Single LID case features. ISP case, single lid cases. Decals and stickers. Oh, God damn it. Why the fuck? Why am I so ADHD? Okay, I don't need to be here, but yeah, I'm here. Rack mount cases. Oh. $3,000. Oh my God, medical cases. Dude. Oh, nice. Oh, fuck yeah. Well done, dude. Hang on, wait, what? Where'd the key go? Did you take the key? But well done. Oh, okay. We've now gone down a rabbit hole. I'm gonna keep that. Actually, I'm gonna fucking bookmark this page. Pinboards. Give it a try. No. How do? No. There we go. Bookmarked. I'm sorry, I had to bookmark that. Fucking. Of course I took it. Yeah. But you know, you showed me the picture of the other one. I was like, ah, okay. The fucking key disappeared.
Love Sundays is a camping channel on YouTube run by a guy named Sean, who uploads some pretty cool footage of his solo camping trips everywhere in the UK. In February 2024, he uploaded a video where he left his van on the side of the road next to the woods, and then went to do some exploring, jumping over a fence to walk through the woods. After that, Sean makes his way back to his van to make dinner, where he then heads out once again for an evening stroll through the woods. Upon his return to the van, he goes to bed at about 9 p.m. But at 3 in the morning, things start to get a little disturbing.
All being well, I'll see you in the morning. Good night.
The car's just pulled up, and it sounds like they're walking around the van.
As soon as Sean pulls back the curtains, the people who were walking around the van get back in their car. When he put his head out the window to see what was going on, the car drove away, leaving him alone for the rest of the night. It wasn't until the next morning that Sean realized what the visitors had done to his van.
Right, well I think we should at least go outside.
So funny story, I heard footsteps, ran upstairs, got stabbed by Curtis, got poisoned, shanked my arm with antidote, heard gunfire outside and Big Pipe screaming. Apparently Curtis killed all 3 goons and started chasing me. I killed 3 Curtis, looted 3 keys, then looted all ammo from Knight and Big Pipe, threw ammo into transit zone, and went back to loot the rest. Damn.
And see how miserable the weather is. My door's stuck. What the actual... See that? So here's there's obviously just people wanting to talk about and just be funny, I guess, but how dangerous is that, locking someone in their van? Let me check the back door. Well, there's nothing on this one because they wouldn't be able to tie it to anything, would they? There's no way they could have done that door anyway.
So, there's a reason they did that door. I'll get into that in a second. 7 stacks of M80 ammo, 50 rounds in each stack. Thank you, Mr. Pipe. Nice. Congratulations, dude. So there's a reason they've done that. So there's a common thing with van owners and stuff like that, to check that someone's, like, the camping vans are pretty easy to spot, because when you shine the torch through the top of the window, you'll see a black sheet and one seat missing. Yeah. And normally the bed will be pressed up against the side of the door that doesn't have a handle at the back. Yeah. And then the counters take up the other side. So in order for someone to get out the back, they have to open both doors. But you can only really open one door, and then you have to open the other door and open it. Yeah. So it's very awkward to do in a very quick situation. And they'll tie the other door shut that connects to the front door, so that then there's only realistically one door you can rush out of, which is that side door. And the reason they do it like that is normally there'll be someone there waiting by the wheel for you to open that door, and then the second your head pops out, bang, something heavy is brought down on your head, knocking you unconscious. So then they can just run into the van and steal whatever they want and then run away. That's why they do it. They also do it as a way to steal gas. Oh, petrol and diesel is what we call them here. Petrol and diesel is what we say here, but Americans say gas, so I'm going to say gas so they don't get confused. Yeah, because they're very easily confused people, are Americans. But, like, yeah, that's why they that's why they do it. Because unlike the big American camper vans and, like, everything like that, where there's, like, 17 different exits to them, yeah, there's only realistically 4 exits, or in some cases 3 exits to one of these. So there'll be someone waiting for you to open that door. If in the middle of the night you hear someone doing that, don't open your door, because you can always call AAA, not AAA, AA, sorry. I think it could be actually AAA. But anyway, you can call the company, or like call your local, like call a local petrol station and say, hey, look, I'm sorry, I need some petrol. Can you please bring it over and I'll pay for it when you get here, you know, sort of thing. And they'll generally do it. You can always call the police after the event, say someone messed with my truck and I didn't want to get out because I was scared, and they'll normally come. And if you have no petrol, usually they'll also fill up your tank because they've realized someone's stolen your petrol. But yeah, like it's a pretty common thing with people who own vans like that. They tend to steal the petrol, and, like, you know, they'll wait for you to come out, and then when they realize you're not coming out, they'll just leave. Like, because it's a lot harder to break in through one door than it is to usher someone out through one door. You get what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, it's too much manpower to get in and it's little to draw you out. So that's all it would have been. But he did the right thing staying in his van. Never get out of your van, and if you hear someone walking around it, never get out of it. If you hear someone trying to break into it, that's when you make a noise to be like, oh yeah, get out, you get away. But, like, don't be screaming, where's my knife? At least.
Why someone would want to lock a stranger in their van is anyone's guess, and the only reasonable explanation I can think of is that maybe they were trying to steal the diesel from the van and put the zip ties on the door in case Sean realized what was happening and attempted to get out to stop them. It could have also been a local who didn't want anyone parking their camping van in that area, but we'll likely never know.
38 uses of RBBK marked keys. big building near helipad on reserve. 20 uses of dorms on customs. 20 uses of reserve barracks. 10 uses in reserve bunker march room. 3 rusted rooms on streets. 40 uses of Pulkim bunker on factory. Nice.
Luckily, after he cut the zip ties off, he made it back home unharmed and has continued uploading videos of his camping adventures in the UK. TheFactsByHowToHunt.com is a channel dedicated to sharing knowledge about the outdoors and encouraging people to explore the wilderness. In January 2022, a pretty terrifying video was uploaded to the channel in which a group of teenagers can be seen reacting to some strange sounds coming from somewhere in the woods.
And I recorded this fight too. Nice. Well done.
I hear that? Get Trevor. Austin, get the light.
Bye. Bye. Oh, that's so animalistic. I wonder what crazy man's out there stoned. Yeah. I wonder who's out there just standing there going, oh! Like, I wonder who. Totally not a friend. Totally not some homeless man trying to scare you away. Fucking hell.
Hey! That was not an elk.
Oh, really?
Get my keys. Oh, get ready.
That's a heavy bang. That's really heavy, that bang. There's someone banging, like, what's that? Might be someone banging on a hollowed tree or something. But, like, there's no way you can make that bang, like, normally on a normal tree. Even banging I've banged sticks against trees a lot. Like, not really much makes that noise. Unless they were, like, cutting it down. But that's a heavy bang.
Everybody, get in my truck.
When you're out in the woods in the middle of the night, it can be easy to mistake certain animal noises with human screams. Foxes, coyotes, and bobcats are all known to make sounds that can sometimes be hard to tell apart from human yelling. But in this case, I don't know of any animal that can make that kind of noise, especially when you consider how loud the banging on the trees was. Elk are known to rub their antlers against trees, but it obviously doesn't sound that loud or menacing. A lot of people...
The fuck was that Gears of War voice line? What? Everyone, get in my truck! Like, what makes a truck? There's 3 of them. Is that truck looks like it's a, looks like it might have just been a 2-seater and then one of them rode in on the back. Like, unless 2 of them are gonna share a seat. Like, the fuck you gonna do? It says 4x4 on the back.
People in the comments
I want to know what trick that is. I think that's a Toyota. Toyota 4x4. Let me see. $6,000 in Birmingham. Chat, accept. Does it say 4x4 on the side? This one doesn't say 4x4 on the side. Ooh, there we go. It's an old model, that there. Fuck it. If I was with my friends in the forest at night, and I heard this shit, this scary motherfucker would be digging his own grave in less than a minute. Yeah, like... Also, there's 3 of them, 1 of him. Have you noticed that? It's the same guy making the same noise. So there's three of them. There's Trevor, Big Trevor, who they woke up. Then there's the other two. Yeah? This is in America. This has to be in America, because 4x4s in the UK, you do see them, but they are quite rare, because the UK isn't built for 4x4s. And with their accents, they're American. So, this is America. There's a good chance that they have a gun in that truck. So, not only do you have a crazy man banging a stick against a tree, going, oh, oh, in the fucking woods, yeah, you have 3 teens, 3 of them, and one of them, Big Trevor. There's guaranteed to be at least 1 gun, if not 3 guns, in that truck. Yeah? Like, just get your gun, stand there, and fire around. Whatever's around you, even bears fucking run away from guns. Like, I mean, dude, get in my truck, exposing them as American. Yeah, that one, get in my truck. Like, not... You know what we say in the UK when something like that happens and we have to get into a car? We say, everyone, car, now. Done. Don't sit there and go, get in my truck. You say, get in my car. Fucking just run. Yeah, you're fine. Okay. But, like, there's guaranteed to be 1 gun. Like, let's be honest here. Open link in the window.
Hold up. You messing with my truck? You messing with my truck, dipstick? Hold up. You messing with my truck?
That's Big Trevor. That's Big Trevor that they woke up at the start of this clip.
Sounds coming from somewhere in the
Big
woods.
Trevor they woke up at the start of this clip.
I hear that? Get Trevor.
Get Trevor. Trevor in his dream.
You messing with my truck, dipstick?
That's what that is. Like, that, oh. Also, in the Appalachian Mountains, there's known to be something called mountain men. They're guys and women who have gone a bit crazy and just live in the mountains. Yeah, they live in, like, wood huts and shit like that. They've learned how to communicate with people. So they do grunt and groan at people, yeah? But they won't stand there and go, oh! Oh! They won't do that. That's a crazy man. Just fucking leave, my guy.
Austin, get the light.
Oh, so yeah, we have Trevor, we have Austin, and we have the cameraman. Oh, it's not just a Toyota. It's a 4x4 4-door 4x4 with trailer. It's one of these. Whichever one of these is like 2002 and says 4. I think it's that one. That truck there. What is that truck? That doesn't say 4x4 on the side though. But it's one of the. It's one like them. Okay, so there is 4 seats. So one wasn't riding in the back. Yeah, it's like this. It's pretty much what the truck, but it had a bigger back, a bigger butt. Trevor is like a cryptid. Wake up, Trevor! It's the same energy as activating a Winter Soldier. Hulk and Thanos in one fucking trailer. You know, when they woke up Trevor, I expected Trevor to walk up to the fucking woods. Yeah, in the UK, if you sat there and went, "Oi, wake up, Mike," Mike would have stood up, yeah, fucking Stella in hand, walked over, going, "You what, mate? Get over here, I'll shank you." Yeah, that's what Mike would have done. Yeah, fucking, what's Trevor gonna do? Trevor just woke up, yeah, heard that noise, just kind of just laying there, like, yeah, like, Trevor hasn't moved. He's been woken up, but hasn't moved. What the fuck is Trevor gonna do?
I was not an elk. Where's that going? Get my keys. Oh, get ready.
That guy has put his hands over his mouth like that, yeah, and just gone, oh! Like, that's all he fucking did. That's what he did. That's all he did. In that moment, to get someone to say, everyone, in my truck.
Everybody, get in my truck.
When you're out in the woods in the middle of the night, it can be easy to mistake certain animal noises with human screams.
Yeah. Twuck. Yeah, he said twuck. Everybody, get in my twuck. Fucking. Also, the narrator, no disrespect to him, yeah. That thing that he just said of, oh, yeah, it's hard at night to distinguish, like, noises from human screams, like coyotes, foxes, and bobcats. That is not any of them. That is a dude. That is a full-grown man making them noises in that forest. And if you can't tell the difference between the vocalizations of that, then Darwin's Law takes place, and it's been nice knowing you. Like, yeah. That is a dude. Fucking, if a fox, like, I've got foxes in my garden, I know exactly what they sound like, yeah? They can mimic, with their voices, they can mimic babies crying. That is pretty much what they can do. But that's because that's one of their vocalizations, yeah? There's also, coyotes can do the same, coyotes, I don't know how you say it, I don't really care. They can do the same. Bobcats laugh like witches and scream like women in distress. Like, that's the difference. Those are the two vocalizations that animals can mostly do. The only two birds, or bird species, should I say, that can do that are parrots, and they can do more than that, are parrots and crows. They can actually talk like people, because their vocal cords allow it to. But that is a full-grown man making noises in that wood. That is not anything else but a full-grown man.
Foxes, coyotes, and bobcats are all known to make sounds that can sometimes be hard to tell apart from human yelling. But in this case, I don't know of any animal that can make that kind of noise, especially when you consider how loud the banging on the trees was. Elk are known to rub their antlers against trees, but it obviously doesn't sound that loud or menacing. A lot of people in the comments of the video have mentioned that the sounds aren't too different from human screams, and it could...
I've paused again. I've heard that sort of banging when I've used a sledgehammer on a log. You can literally, if you get something heavy enough, even the base of an axe, like that blunt bit of an axe, you can bang that against the wood, and it will make a drumming sound. But it has to be a particular type of wood, and it also has to be hollow, because that bang was, you could hear it vibrating through something. It wasn't just the woods that it was bouncing through. That was a hollow trunk. Like, so, yeah. You can say whatever you want. That was a dude banging a stick or something blunt on a hollow log. That's all that was.
It could have just been a man screaming in the woods in the middle of the night, although that's also pretty messed up in itself. Even though some viewers have claimed the video is staged, the uploader's reactions seem pretty genuine in this case, and the only thing we can say for sure is that it's probably a good thing that the guys didn't run into whoever or whatever was making those noises.
like I said, there's 3 of them and 1 of him. They're in America. They would have a gun in that truck. I'm sorry, in that truck. They would have a gun. Also, how the hell did he say Trevor Wright and then say get in my truck? Did man just become an uwu god in 2 seconds? Did fear turn him uwu? What the fuck? Alright. Fucking, chilling scares everybody. He gets straight to the point, but some things are just blatantly obvious, and then some things are very much like, huh. Like, this one here, I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced that, yeah, he probably didn't do this, yeah, because, yeah, it's weird walking across it, but how good would it have been if he faked it, you know? Like, but also with the way that it kind of like, I think what makes it worse is the fact the writing on the front of this one, like that R, like the way you can tell people's handwriting apart. This is a big thing actually. It's a proven documentary. Is you look for certain letters, the H, R's, E's, and A's, even capitalized ones, all look the same. No matter how much you try and change them, they all look the same. Even your L's and stuff, anything with a flick, always tends to be generically the same. That's how they can tell whose handwriting is. It's why when they do handwriting of notes and things like that, cross handwriting of notes, they can tell if someone's using their weak hand and someone's not using their normal hand for writing, because it all looks the same. And I can prove that the R's and stuff are the same as the front of that book. Is look at the R there, it folds up into the O, and the R there folds up with its flick. Someone's tried to change the way the R looks, but the flick always stays the same. Every time. Always stays the same. Like, even as he was like, hang on a second. Even here, you can see, where's one of the R's? I've lost it now. The R there, the same. Starts going up. Like, so it's all written the same. And the front of this was the R going up, the L going up. You see, like, and that L's going up, and then went to connect with the O, but then stopped for some reason. I don't know why they've fucking gone back down, but it was going up. Yeah. But like, yeah, you can kind of tell with like handwriting and things, like things are different. So I'm not convinced of this one, whether or not it actually happened. But he did sound distressed at the end when someone was walking around his tent. So maybe there was a homeless guy in the area. He's done this, and then it's just fucking, you know, it's just coincidence the homeless man walked up on him. But yeah, like, I'm not convinced by that. Really not. I fucking love this video though.
Hold up. You messing with my truck? You messing with my truck, dipstick?
I can guarantee you he did that take 15 times before he thought, yeah, that one's perfect. That one's it. I guarantee you he just did that take 15 times before he was like, that's it. He thought he looked so cool, but he didn't. Right, yeah, we have this to react to. UK forest safety